Hey, what's up guys? It's Marv and welcome back to another Asphalt 9 video. Today I'll be going over my first impressions of the new Auckland track introduced in the most recent update. Now if you want to play this track, you have to go to the Heatwave Season Career mode. In the career mode, obviously, in the second chapter I believe, you must have the BMW Z4 and I believe some other cars such as the 911 Targa 4S and the Corvette Grand Sport, but I'm sure most of you guys have those cars anyway. Now, you can only play on those couple of variants, unfortunately, and there's one locked behind a flag wall, which you can't get unless you get a car that isn't released yet. So hopefully we'll be able to play some more variants soon once the previous season stuff ends up here in a couple of days. But yeah, there's not a lot to go off of, but hopefully there's more coming in the future. Before I get into it, of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But we're going to first go over how it looks. And I think it does a good job showing the bloom lighting effects, such as in places like the tunnels and with the big blue curve section where you can go on the walls. Other than that, I honestly think the track is pretty ugly. So it's a nighttime track, but since it's modeled after real racetracks,
the track is always lit.
The problem is it means you can barely see anything outside of the track most of the time. Now you might be wondering why you should care about seeing stuff outside of the track. Well, it helps to create a sense of location, scale, and direction for the driver when they're playing the track. With Auckland, it feels like I'm driving in the middle of nowhere in a directionless place most of the time because I can't see anything other than the track itself. On top of this, the objects outside of the track are pretty brown and black, and there are a lot of objects on the track in general, even though they're destructible, but it makes your vision very messy, and the rain effects make the vision even worse. Now, weather effects in general are fine, but if they obscure your vision to the point of annoyance, then, well, that's a problem. So while audio obviously isn't a graphical thing, it can help with the atmosphere of a track, and well, I think Auckland feels super barren because, well, this is a racetrack. Where are the crowd noises? Where are the flashing lights, the shutters of the photos and stuff? It just feels like the track's atmosphere is super underdeveloped. Now let's talk about the layout and feel of the track, because you could argue that this is probably the most important part of the track anyway. Now, one of the most exciting things about this track was how the developers said it was top speed focused. And everyone was excited because a lot of the tracks we got in the past, like the Caribbean and Osaka, well, they were very curvy and twisty tracks. Well, at least in the variants we can play right now, this is not the case. Sure, there are moments with long straights, and there are some places where you can use a decent racing line in order to avoid some chicanes, but otherwise the track is extremely curvy and difficult for cars with low handling stats and annoying for cars with low acceleration. Again, this could be only the case because of the only few variants we have right now, but it's disappointing nonetheless. The track overall feels mindless in its direction and how you play the track. It doesn't feel like the curves and sections have any real purpose, they just kind of exist. They don't lead anywhere. There are only a few distinct sections of the map, such as that 180 blue curve where you can wall ride like I mentioned before. Otherwise, just as I mentioned previously, the track just feels like you're going in a mindless direction. In addition to this, the track lacks any verticality at all. So this means that you can't get an overview of a portion or of the whole track in general, which would really help the visibility and make the track feel more alive and more spacious. This also means that the track feels boring very, very quickly. Now, in terms of track feel, Asphalt is unique because it features jumps and stunts, and there are barely present at all in this track. This is Asphalt, for crying out loud. Where are the jumps across rivers? Where's doing barrel rolls between skyscrapers? This track has none of those big moments from what we can see so far. And on top of that, some of the ramps that you do barrel rolls on will lead you straight into the outside of the track, which forces you to respawn, which is incredibly frustrating. Yes, I understand that this track was modeled after real-life racing circuits, but I thought it would have more of an Asphalt twist, and honestly, this barely has any at all. Now you might be wondering, am I being too harsh on this track? And in my opinion, I'm not. Talking about the atmosphere, for example, tracks in Asphalt 8 had much better atmosphere, including French Guiana, or Guyana, I still don't know how to pronounce it, but that had that huge spaceship liftoff and the shuttle landing while you're racing on the runway. That was so cool, and you could hear it too. Even in Asphalt 9, there are tracks that have much better atmosphere, such as the Himalayas. They have gorgeous backdrops and places to admire large sections of the track from a distance. Auckland has none of these distinct features. Again, what we've seen so far is probably only a small bit of what we can expect in terms of the variance of this track, but it doesn't look like there's a whole lot more to see, honestly. Since Asphalt 9 is a live service game, there is room for them to improve the track with updates, which I really do hope they consider. So anyway, guys, of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I am a bit underwhelmed with the Auckland track, and we'll see how it goes with the new variants once we can play them. I'm hoping for the best, but honestly, well, don't expect much, and I won't either. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.